Alright, you guys, it has been a long time, but it's time for an update. It's mid-March. I'm recovering from a cold, so if I sound funny, that's why. But yeah, I haven't done one since the middle of the winter. The plums have already bloomed and leafed out there. Methylene Bruce, that artichoke's doing well. As far as permaculture principles practices, so the citrus had some protection. It still got its new growth. It had a big old flush in the fall and all that froze, and it's flushing out again, and we'll see how it does. Things are going. There's been the start of the mulch reapplication, so forget the chop and drop. You can make it more efficient and just call it a drop. We did start planting. We're after last frost now, and so there's a pepper for the summer and a basil right there. And anywhere you see a spot like that, that's some summer squash that'll hopefully come up soon. And there's spots like that all tucked away where some seeds will be coming up soon. Here you have the persimmon starting to leaf out. I don't know if you can see the buds. They're swelling. This newer grapefruit made it through the cold. What else is going? See, it's a jungle. So this is what it really was right behind me. It just had mulch thrown on top. The mint's coming through, starting to spread invasively. The apples. So I did prune the fruit trees this year. I didn't at all last year, and I even put a few weights on the branches. It's just well, I had pieces of concrete and I had some baling wire, so that's what it is. But you can see that that's Dorset Golden getting the open form. Lots of cleavers. Oh yeah, we got rain. It's probably 4 days ago, 3 days ago, but it was a lot. It was 4 inches, so we still have water in this part of the swale. Give you the panorama. So you can see the winter protection for those citrus out there. It came down. Now they're getting their sun. Things are going. And this way, planted a few more things. Little pepper. So the Pakistan got some cold damage again, but it didn't damage all of it. Last year it lost 100% of the fruit set. You can see lots of flowers, lots of fruit coming, which is exciting on both of them too. Pardon the poor video. So okay, this is I guess what you would call chop, but without the chopping, more of a stomping. But this was all cleavers and other things, wild geranium. Basically what's right here in front of us. This is wild geranium, in case you didn't know. And that's cleavers, the stuff that you sneak and stick on your friend's back. And anyway, so that's good biomass because it hasn't really gone to seed too much yet. And it all got squished down so that this guy could get planted. That's a pumpkin mandarin. And this area, man, the jungle, the ball beans still doing its thing. This is actually where I plan on working today. I don't know, I'll clip in maybe an image. There's the bags in the swale. I mean, this has been filled up multiple times with leaves. This swale has. Sorry, I'm rambling. That's a new kumquat, in case you didn't see video of that. This is a carnival apple that's budding and leafing, and this is all mustard that was broadcast. And there's actually a lot. There's the chop and drop around the base of the apple. So I do like mustard seed and mustard leaves. I nibble on them. Breathe fire. But anyway, I wanted, always about the permaculture stuff. That's a cherry of the Rio Grande that's about to go in the middle of this. But this is, I definitely have concluded the leaves break down faster in the decomposable bags. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. But and these are new, so the newest ones are on top. And look at that, ants and soil. And then we come down here. It's all this surface area that holds moisture. So when you think about it, and this is pine needles. Pine needles, you know, don't break down very well at all, but look at this edge where there's moisture, and then it's not going to be in the middle where it got dry. But down here on this bottom edge, where that water goes, there's going to be that soil formation. So yeah, I'm about to rip all of these open, plant that cherry of the Rio Grande. See that good decomposition? See that life? All the bugs, look in there. So yeah, don't open up your bags, they'll break down just as fast. And if you want them to go faster, one thing that I could have done is added moisture, you know, like to each bag. But a good rain, and even punching a hole in the top. Look at this one. Mush. Oh wow. Okay. I don't know if you can see how finished that is. And I like the diversity, I like the life. So there's a lot in there. And yeah, planting an avocado, planting cherry of the Rio Grande, and some black sapote. Gonna try them over here. But yeah, just gonna rip them open and spread them out. They've sat, so the bottom layer got tossed down probably end of November. That's when the leaves actually start falling here. And then they've sat for about 3 months. Some of them much less, some of them on top only a month. Alright, well, on to the next thing to look at. So trying to spread some branches, maybe putting too much weight on that. That's Acres Homes. And here's a kumquat that went in during the winter with a nice retaining wall, and that little hidden swale catching water. Oh yeah, we got lots of blooms, lots of brambles to come. That's where we came from. So we'll go this way, see all the cleavers that maybe will get used as green manure, and lots of dewberries. So I'm becoming more and more of a fan. When we first bought the property, it was hate the blackberries, get them out, get them gone. And then last year it was gallons and gallons of blackberries. There's a nice plum doing well. This is it's a blood orange that transplanted late fall, and so we threw up a big wall to block the wind, and it's doing well. And the pond over there is full. Here's the swale that you saw before, carrying water, going to connect to the pond, and it goes all the way back, all the way to where we started. Alright, so Danny's cob project. This is called Anything Worth Doing is Worth Doing Poorly. He's not doing it poorly, but you know, there's all these rules out there of what you should and shouldn't do, and so it's beautiful, and he's completely detached from it, so no worries about comments or criticism. We're just kind of going to see how it lasts. And he was really trying to push the limit with using hay in large quantities. So it's really a clay hay kind of slip with a little bit of sand. And anyway, it hardened off real well, looked beautiful, and we'll see what happens. That's all. It's an experiment. Here's a new persimmon that was also starting to bud up there, and lots of seeding, lots of changes. So this area, man, the citrus all stayed protected, for that late planting. And we just opened up the bags. This was the wall around each one. The fava beans are doing well, and yeah, things are growing. Threw in a papaya randomly. There's some chard and more favas. It's time for me to pause, and I'll start another video. Okay, so we'll head this way. Sorry about the bumpiness. Lots and lots of dewberries. You see the flowers just starting to open, and lots of arugula seed. Again, just to guerrilla plant broadcast. The blueberries are in their second year, so this is good. This is growth. This is surviving. Blueberries are tough. So they're in raised beds, but they're still connected to the ground. Let's see. What else is new? There's another blueberry. And so there are flowers. They'll set a little fruit. They're happy in the spring. We'll see how they survive the summer. Here's another persimmon coming out. Good old Fuyu. We also, I didn't zoom in on all of them. There's mimosa that just got planted, but we did a lot of, along with the peppers, a lot of tomatoes. So this is the way to plant tomatoes. You plant them underneath a live oak. You plant them in the middle of a bramble patch, and you just give them a little barrier and set them right on top of the ground and put mulch on the side. Anyway, it's that wild Texas cherry. It's a really tough one, and they definitely appreciate climbing on something and appreciate a little bit of shade out here. They don't need a ridiculous amount of hours. Alright, what next? So that's going to get the tarp off. It's going to be covered in vines for the summer. Same with the run over here. It's going to be covered in vines for the summer. You can see a lot of new growth on the Pakistan mulberry. It's kind of a mess. Let's see. We collected some leaves. Oops, sorry. Just a few. I don't know. Some of these are newer. A lot of our leaves fall, end of January, February. This is going to be the coop. The super protector coop with automatic door, so we never lose a bird again. And they're more sustainable than they were. So yeah, I made the high wall so it can be a deep bedding situation. It's going to have built into this wall is are going to be the nest boxes. There's the door, and then across the back up high a couple of roost bars, and probably a low permanent wall, just for blocking out a little more light, but high vents. Built for the summer coolness rather than the winter warmth, but really sturdy, predator proof. And it's going to have a gutter, which is right there, and it's going to catch all the water for the birds, and then I'm also going to catch a little extra, and all that water is going to feed some plants, overflow and everything. It's going to be awesome, and it's in progress. So we've got lots of wood chips. I've been spreading them recently. Kind of see that. Here's what I'm going to plant today. Here is a patch of arugula, and I don't know what else to say about that. We've been stealing dirt, and lots of ladybugs in the arugula. I'm getting to a fun one now. Alright, so over here, well, lots of melon piles. This is where, so underneath that was all the summer cut when I got back, the needing the brush hog, that kind of stuff. And so it's kind of rotting out hay, and I just got a text message. Anyway, we're planting melons, but this is what I came over for. This is going to be, you can already see it, a ridiculously awesome concrete oven. Not exactly sure how to engineer it, but I'm working on it. Going to reinforce the base, drill in some rebar and pour some cement on top. Not pour, flying cement. It'll be a little thinner on top, but basically a concrete box with an entrance right here. And it'll use up all this cement, and I'll have all that space, and it'll be an awesome oven. And yeah, here's a couple guys that are going in the ground. Black Sapote, Cherry of the Rio Grande. So here we spread some mulch. That's a tower that definitely took, Danny and I checked it, it's inoculated in between the layers of logs that came in a load with a little bit of oyster mushroom, and it's like fully colonized. Exciting. And the avocado's doing well, but new stuff. There's another avocado doing well. 1.5-year-old seedling, crazy fast growth. So yeah, spreading wood chips, making it pretty. Forget the chop part, just drop. Some peppers going in. So this area was definitely a great example of the drop method. This was, I mean, nearly identical to that. There was so much brush. You see in the back corner it was piled up a little higher, but basically this was brambles and vines and craziness and everything. And yeah, we just dropped a foot of wood chips on it and then planted. So we're bringing in soil around these trees, so they're not just in wood chips, they're nice and high. But that's a caracara navel that just got planted a couple weeks ago, and it's flushing out. Look at beautiful new growth. Hoping it beats the leaf miners, and then that little patch means that there'll be a squash or a big, you know, vine, winter something to cover it all. And then same thing back here. I don't know if you can see how high this is, but you know, this plant's about 1.5 feet. We tried for 2 feet even, and that backside, those are big logs. But yeah, this is seedling of fantastic. So seedling off of a hardy avocado. We'll see how it does. A little warmth, special warmth for that mandarin. And I think that is about it. It is a nice day to play in the garden.